स्क्रीन दिख रहा है? Now see the screen now. Hello. Now, so we'll continue with this. So as I told you about the redox reaction and then the catalyst. Okay. So in catalyst as I told you, the potassium chlorate KClO3 decomposes, it forms potassium chloride and oxygen. So when you are preparing oxygen in the laboratory, that time there's potassium chlorate, you are using it, and manganese dioxide, just a pinch of manganese dioxide you are adding with the potassium chlorate. So you are getting, means the fast reaction takes place. Manganese dioxide is called as catalyst. The manganese dioxide is not taking actually the part in the reaction, but it helps the reaction to take place fast. So that is why when we have to prepare in large quantity also, so you have to take more manganese dioxide. So first in the syllabus it was there to prepare oxygen, but now it is not there. So this segment it is not there, but just as a sake of demo, I can show you in the lab. Okay. Now next is the neutralization reaction. Now neutralization reaction is the same which you have learned in the lower classes, in the 8th standard especially. When the acid reacts with the base, it forms a salt and water. So the reaction in which an acid and a base react together to form a salt and water, that is called neutralization reaction. Okay, so this is the neutralization reaction which we have taken as an example for the decomposition reaction. Now the next part comes rancidity. What is rancidity? Rancidity is the oxidation of oils and fats resulting in change in taste and giving out foul smell. Rancidity in the foodstuff is prevented by antioxidants. Okay. Now what happens? You are buying vadas or samosas from the hotels, and what they are doing it, you must have noticed in the bhaji galli also, they have got that big kadai, and in that the oil is kept, and they keep the same oil for everything and for so many days, and you see the color of that oil also. Even at home also, when we are preparing the pakodas or bhajiyas and all, that time that oil which is left over, you cannot keep it or you cannot use that again, because then it becomes rancid and the taste of the food also changes. So that is called rancid. Rancidity is the oxidation of oil and fats, okay, resulting in taste and giving out the foul smell. Now, there are so many factors affecting the rate of chemical reaction. Now, those factors we are learning, and one more part is left, that is called corrosion. Corrosion you have heard, especially in the rainy season. You know that if your cycle is there, so what you are doing? You are oiling that, okay, or you are using the anti-rust, or before the rainy season, if you have the grills at home, then you are using the anti-rust or applying the anti-rust on that, or you are painting it. So what is called this corrosion? Corrosion means kya? Jung lagna. So for how to prevent that corrosion? So by painting or by using the this anti-rust, you can avoid that corrosion. Okay. So many examples are there of the corrosion also. That also I'll give you the simple examples you have to write. for the corrosion. How it happens or how to protect this, so that you must know. The corrosion, it is what, the rust due to moisture and the various components of atmosphere, oxidation of iron takes place. A certain type of reddish colored solid layer collects on the iron surface. Now, even if you take your compass box, if it is of plastic, it doesn't get rusted. But if it is of iron, then that compass box, it turns reddish. It gets corroded or jung lag jata hai. That is because of the atmospheric or moisture. Okay? So you have to prevent. That is why you must have seen every year we try to paint our grills. Any iron articles are there, ग्रिल है या ड्रम है, कोई ऐसा लोखंड की चीजें है, साइकिल की ये चेन है. So what you are using for that? Anti-rust, applying anti-rust. So this is prevented from getting rusted. So this also you have to remember. Even for the cars and all, we are painting the cars. Cycle also, we are painting the cycle. So these things is very, very important. Corrosion. You must know, even one experiment is there for you. You take the copper sulfate solution and in that you put the iron nails. You will find that the copper sulfate color also changes and the iron also, that nails also, it is getting rusted. So both the colors are changing. Okay, so that is called corrosion. Now here, the different factors affecting the rate of chemical reaction. Now, which are the factors affecting the rate of any chemical reaction is there? So, which are the factors? Now, example you take, the first is the nature of the reactants. Now, nature of the reactants means solid, liquid, gaseous form. So, what you can do? Now, when you are taking any of the iron battery, first it was there, experiment was there in SSC of preparation of hydrogen sulfide gas. So, that time we used to use the iron sulfide. So, iron sulfide, if you will take the big crystals, it used to take time. So, what we used to do? We used to crush that. Okay, so that is called size of the particles. So the rate of reaction depends upon the nature of the reactants, solid, liquid or gaseous form. So if it is in the solid form, it takes time. If it is in the liquid form, it takes, if it is in the solid form, it takes more time. If it is in the liquid form, it takes less time. Then size of the particles. If the crystals are there, solid particles are there, it will crush it. It will make the powder. Then fast reaction takes place. Like that marble pieces, when you are preparing the carbon dioxide, the calcium carbonate crystals, the marble pieces, you cannot use the crystals. Then it will take long time. And you will not understand only when the carbon dioxide is disappeared. So you have to prepare a powder of that. Means crush it that and use the small particles or in the powder form. So the rate of chemical reaction depends on the nature of the reactants, then size of the particles of the reactants, then concentration of the reactants. Now as I have given you which are the strong acids and the weak acids. So the nature of the reactants means if you are using the dilute acids or weak acids, then the reaction becomes slow. If you are using the concentrated acid, then the reaction becomes fast. So, rate of chemical reaction depends upon the concentration of the reactants. Then temperature of the reaction. The temperature of the reaction, one more experiment was there of sulfur dioxide gas preparation. So, in that when we used to prepare the sulfur dioxide gas, if we are not heating, then it used to take long time uh, to come out the gas, sulfur dioxide. So when we used to heat that, then fast reaction is to take place. So when you are heating the substance, fast reaction takes place, and so that is called the rate of reaction is fast when the temperature of the reaction changes, or it is more. If the temperature of the reaction is more, the rate of reaction is fast. The next is the catalyst. So when preparation of, as I told you, when preparation of oxygen, if you are going to use the manganese dioxide as a catalyst, then fast the reaction takes place and the oxygen you can collect it. But if you are not going to use the catalyst, then it will take a long time, and then you have to wait for a long time. So in the science lab and all, in small quantity, when you want the oxygen, you cannot wait. You are getting just 30 or 35 minutes one period. So if you are going to use a pinch of manganese dioxide as a catalyst, then the rate of reaction becomes very fast. So the substances in which or in whose presence the rate of chemical reaction changes without changing any chemical, without any chemical change in it, that is called as catalyst. So catalyst does not take part actually in the reaction, but it helps the reaction to take place very fast. So these are the different examples are there. You can write with the example. Whatever the question is asked, suppose the definition is asked, that write the definition of or explain combination reaction or explain decomposition reaction or what is physical change or what is chemical change. So you have to write with the examples. So even the question is of 2 marks, then also you have to write the definition with at least 2 examples. And if you are going to write the distinguish, if distinguish question comes, right? Distinguish between physical change and chemical change, or distinguish between combination reaction and decomposition reaction, then you have to write first all the important points, and then in both the sides you have to write. See, one point if you write on one side and the other side, if you are not going to write the related point, then you are not going to get the marks. So you have to write on both the sides, means both the places, this statements. So at least 4 points are required for 2 marks question. That you have to remember. So example I'll give you now. One example of physical change and chemical change. How you will write the distinguish? So what is the physical change? In this change, the composition of substance does not change and no new substance is formed. This is your 1 point. So in chemical change, what you will write? In this change, the composition of substance changes and a new substance is formed. Okay? Now second point will come in physical change. There is a change only in physical properties. Okay? Now in chemical change, you will write the second point, that there is a change in both physical and chemical properties. Then in physical change, the third point you will write, this change is temporary. In chemical change, you will write, this change is permanent. Then fourth point, the original substance can be recovered by simple means. And here the original substance cannot be recovered by simple means. Examples you write in physical change. Now 4 points I have written. Then example I will write. You can write any example. Steam is condensed or ice is converted into water. Then chemical change you can write ripening of fruits or milk is converted into curd. So two examples you must write on both the places. Have you understood? Yes? Hello? 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 You are understanding, no? Now one more you take the now combination reaction and decomposition reaction. How you will write the distinguish? So what is combination reaction? When 2 or more reactants combines in a reaction to form a single product. That is called combination reaction. That was your, I think, definition. So in decomposition reaction also you have to write the first point. The chemical reaction in which two or more products are formed from a single reactant. That is called a decomposition reaction. What is the second point in combination reaction? It is a synthesis reaction. Then here in decomposition reaction, it is a degradation reaction. Then third point, in combination reaction, new substances are synthesized in industry using the reaction. Then here in decomposition reaction, third point, in nature the complex substances are broken down into simplest compound. Then you write the examples. Now if 4 points are not there, the fourth point will be the example. Now example, you write calcium oxide plus water, it gives to calcium hydroxide. Or you can write H2 plus O2 gives H2O. Okay. Now decomposition reaction, you can write the example, calcium carbonate, when it is heated, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide is separated. Or you write from water, when it is electrolysis process is done, hydrogen and water is separated. So this way you have to write the answers. Okay. Now one give reason I will tell you. This is very important give reason. Every year it is asked. Grills of doors and windows are always painted before they are used. So the grills of doors and windows are generally made up of iron metals. Okay. And they are exposed to air. Due to the effect of moisture in air, iron undergoes slow oxidation reaction and forms a layer of reddish brown rust which gets deposited on the surface of the grills. Okay, how you see on the compass also. Compass is also getting rusted because of the atmospheric moisture. So that is a slow process and it is not visible. Okay, thus due to the reaction of slow process of decay or destruction of metal ion, what happens? Rust and corrosion. Grills of doors and windows are always to be painted before they are used. By doing this, air and moisture cannot come in contact with the iron and hence rusting does not take place. So rusting is how it is prevented. So that example is given. So you can write this give reason. That is very, very important. And the another give reason is respiration is considered to be an exothermic reaction. Respiration is considered to be an exothermic reaction. Why it is an exothermic reaction? Now what is exothermic reaction? That you know, when heat is given out during the chemical reaction, it is called an exothermic reaction. Now in the respiration, what happens? Glucose formed in our body during the process of digestion combines with oxygen in our body and provides energy. Therefore, respiration is considered to be an exothermic reaction. So you remember that the glucose formed in our body during the process of digestion combines with oxygen in our body and provides energy. That is why it is called as exothermic reaction. Now see, one more give reason is there, that is very important. We store silver chloride in dark colored bottles. Even though there are so many chemicals also, we keep in the dark colored bottles like sulfuric acid and all. So a chemical reaction that proceeds by absorption of light, that is called a photochemical reaction. So it affects the light. Even you see when you are bringing the medicine also, any liquid is there, syrup is there, it is written always on that. Do not expose to or keep away from the sunlight. So we store that silver chloride in a dark colored bottle in order to protect it from the effect of sunlight. So sunlight decomposes silver chloride and forms silver and chlorine. So 2AgCl2, 2AgCl, it gives 2Ag plus chlorine. So silver and chlorine is separated. So as dark colored bottles obstruct light, silver chloride is kept prevented from decomposition. And even the medicines also, medicinal bottles are also, you see, that dark colored bottles are there. So that is why they are kept, so they are protected from the sunlight. Understood? Any other question you want to ask? Now I'll send you the many this reactions also, oxidation reaction. Then you want to distinguish between the oxidation reaction and the reduction reaction. Say, what is the oxidation reaction? This is a chemical process in which a substance gains oxygen or loses hydrogen. So, where the oxygen is gained or it is loose, what is that? Hydrogen is loose, then it is called the, hello, any problem? Any problem? So, in the process, when the substance gains oxygen or loses hydrogen, that is called oxidation reaction. And in reduction reaction, what is right? It is a chemical process in which a substance gains hydrogen or loses oxygen. So just vice versa. In oxidation reaction, they are gaining oxygen and losing hydrogen. In reduction reaction, they are gaining hydrogen and losing oxygen. Now, second point, during oxidation reaction, an atoms or ions loses electrons, and in reduction reaction, during reduction reaction, an atoms or ion gains electrons. See, it's opposite. Okay? In oxidation, they are losing electrons. In reduction reaction, they are gaining electrons. Then oxidizing agents are used to carry out this reaction. Oxidizing agents. Okay? And here, reducing agents are used to carry out this reaction. Now, examples you write, carbon plus oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide in oxidation reaction. In reduction reaction, you can write carbon plus 2H2 means hydrogen. It forms CH4. CH4 is methane. Okay? So that is the reduction reaction. One more I can give you this exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. What is the difference? The reaction in exothermic reaction where the heat energy is evolved or liberated, that is called exothermic reaction. And in endothermic reaction, the heat energy is absorbed, that is called endothermic reaction. Now in exothermic reaction, the temperature of the reaction mixture rises, and here in endothermic reaction, the temperature of the reaction mixture lowers down, it comes down. Okay, you can write the example of exothermic reaction when sodium hydroxide NaOH, sodium hydroxide is dissolved in water. The crystals of sodium hydroxide, solid crystals of sodium hydroxide is dissolved in water. The test tube becomes hot. Then in endothermic you can write, when ammonium chloride is dissolved in the water, the test tube becomes cold. Okay? So this way you can write the answers. I think so. Yes, any problem? Anything you want to ask? Yes? Hello? 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 Anything you want to ask? Any question? Hello? Yes? Any problem is there? Any problem is there with anyone? Hello? Anything you want to ask? Now, you know what is rancidity, no? The oxidation of vegetable oil causes, that is called rancidity. Remember these all definitions. Then what are antioxidants? They are used to prevent oxidation of fats and oil. Okay? What is corrosion? It is the slow process of decay or destruction of metals due to the action of air or water, salt or acid or alkali, that is called as corrosion. Then what is neutralization? When acid reacts with an alkali, we get salt and water, we call it as neutralization. What is corrosion of metals? It can be prevented by coating them with a suitable paints or plastic coat. Okay, galvanizing electroplating with non-corrosive metals. Electroplating is done. Galvanization. हम लोग जब sliding बनाते हैं, in that sliding galvanization is done. you see the electroplating of the galvanization is done. So when electroplating is done, then slidings are not getting rusted. वो जो फ्रेम होता है ना स्लाइडिंग का, उसको इलेक्ट्रोप्लेटिंग किया जाता है. Any other thing? Any doubts are there? You can send it on the WhatsApp. Then I'll give you the answers. Okay? Chemical change is a irreversible change and physical change is a reversible change. There are so many examples. You have to remember the examples. Okay? Yes? Any problem? Yes? Any question you want to ask? Yes, here. You can unmute. Any questions you want to ask, then ask. Okay, I'll send you on the WhatsApp. You revise this and write down all the chemical what examples I'm giving you, because these are the simple examples. Okay, textbook examples you will find it difficult to remember. Huh? And how to balance that also I have sent. So go through it and you try to balance it. I'm sending, I think I have sent or I forgot, I don't know, but I have given some of the filling the blanks. So what you should do, you copy this and then you practice by keeping the blank. And then you try whether you can able to balance that equation. That way you practice. First you start with the simple examples and then you do the hard examples. Okay? Understood? No need of mugging. Okay? Writing down is very important. Okay? Go on writing. Each example, each equation, chemical equation, you have to write 3-4 times. Okay? And learn the formulas. That is very important. Huh? Now formulas which I have given you, that you have to learn by heart. All the formulas. Huh? Now I am sending this. Any problem is there? And tomorrow also now at 11 o'clock. Okay, be ready. Because now, because of the rainy season, sometimes that Zoom app is taking time to open it. Okay, and keep your mobile charged so that you will not have any problem. Okay, now 15th of June, all the teachers are going to start. So Hindi also on Zoom is there, geometry also is there. All different teachers will teach you different subjects, Marathi also. Okay, so on Zoom app, one in the morning my lecture will be there, and in the evening some other teacher will be there at 4 o'clock. Huh? I'll send you the timetable on the WhatsApp. Okay, full week timetable I will send you. Okay, yes, so I'm disconnecting now. Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, bye. Bye. Okay, thank you. Okay, bye, 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 bye.